the culture crisis lives. Let's talk about human behavior within the culture and how it's at an all-time low. What's wrong with just keeping it simple? The KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid. The ignorance is at an all-time high. I don't want to pay good money for good seats to be entertained by dildos. You're throwing dildos on the court now. Imagine what's next. Is it going to be a blow-up doll? When I make videos about the culture at whole being at a crisis, it's for situations like what we're experiencing now in the WNBA, where they're just throwing dildos on the court. Now, I know many people may not care about the WNBA. It's seen as unwatchable television. Some people just aren't a fan of women professional sports, but they are still athletes nonetheless, and they're still trying to make a living and do what they need to do for their families. But the idea that you can watch a basketball game, and I've gone to a WNBA game many moons ago when it first started, and the idea that you can go to a WNBA game, bring your family, your daughters perhaps, because you want them to get into basketball, and watch such buffoonery happen before your eyes. It's just incredible. You know, historically, soccer, especially overseas, they have some passionate fans, and they've done some things, some of these fans. A lot of it racially motivated, throwing bananas on the field, throwing certain objects. In hockey, we have it where if you get a hat trick, they may throw hats on the ice. Things happen. Things happen in sports, and we get it. But you've never seen sexual objects being tossed on the field or on the court. Like, that was just unheard of. And I don't know where we are as a society. And I just don't remember a time in history where certain things were accepted. And why it's accepted is because it's happening repeatedly. We're in a monkey see, monkey do society. When one person does something, it just creates a domino effect, and enough is enough. Again, I'm not a big WNBA fan. I'm not running around here, waving their flag. But if I wanted to watch a game, it's already hard enough at times. It's already hard enough. And now I've got to be subjected to dildos being thrown on the court. Like, what's happening? What's really happening in the world? And I know there's certain people that's okay with it. They say it gives the sport a little oomph, because no one's watching anyway, and blah, blah, blah. But there's going to be some women's group out here highly offended by this. That anytime a woman does something, they're objectified. It's coming. And it's like, man, when are we just going to go back to the basics? Can anyone just watch a sporting event and just be cool for 2 hours? The halftime show is supposed to be the spectacle. During the timeouts, the cheerleaders or the dancers, and they throw little things in the stands. That's supposed to be the entertainment on top of the actual sporting event. I don't want to go to a sporting event and get hit by a dildo. What are we doing? What are we doing? I remember about 30 years ago at football games, especially during Christmas time, and if it snowed, and if the team played poorly, somebody might get a snowball and throw it on the field. In fact, there's been several fans banned from stadiums, and now they're throwing dildos. What's next? What is next? I said it in the video before. Everyone's trying to one-up each other like a game of Mario Brothers. If you're throwing dildos on the court now, imagine what's next. Is it going to be a blow-up doll? Are we throwing panties and bras on the courts and on the field? I mean, they do it at concerts. Is there such thing as fans taking things too far? The argument is, we buy the tickets, we pay your salaries, we're allowed to do as we please, but there's a such thing as a morality clause. What happened to decency? Decent human behavior. I'm gonna go out to an event for 2 hours, be entertained, and then I'm gonna go home. What's wrong with just keeping it simple? The KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid. We're throwing dildos on the court. If you're that unamused by the WNBA, then you shouldn't be there. Because you're taking the spotlight away from these women who are actually trying to compete, believe it or not. Despite what we may as fans think, oh, this is boring. They can't hit layups. They can't do this, da-da-da-da-da. It's entertaining to some. But I don't want to be further entertained by the fuckery. Take all of this to the circus show. Have they gotten rid of the circus acts? The circus used to be a big thing. Bring that back. So all of these bozos out here can just go there and act an ass. I don't want to pay good money for good seats to be, entertained by dildos. We've got to do better. We've got to do better. The society has gone to shit. It really has. Blame whatever president you want to blame. This is deeper than that. This is deeper. The culture crisis lives. We've got to get it back to the basics. You did something like this years back and you were like blackballed. You might have to hide from society for about 20 years, change your whole identity. You weren't heralded as some kind of savior or content creator or whatever. You were blacklisted. You're banned from society. Go and hiding. We need to take it back to that. We need to make people feel bad for their actions. Not laugh about this. I know Sophia Cunningham is chuckling because, she almost got hit in the head by a giant-sized sex toy. I get it. But there's nothing funny. There's nothing funny. Despite me laughing, there's nothing funny. It's just showing the ignorance. The ignorance is at an all-time high. Who else is going to speak on this? Like, the news constantly covers boring stuff. We talk about the tariffs. We talk about Trump and the Epstein list. Let's talk about human behavior within the culture and how it's at an all-time low. When is that going to be on the nightly news? When is that going to be headlines on CNN and Fox News? How in the last 25 years, society has gone to shit. Let's talk about it. Let's have a conversation.